What's up YouTube? It's Murphy55 coming to you with another Madden 23 video, and today we're going to be taking a look at all the new cards that were released yesterday by EA, including all the middle linebackers, outside linebackers, and defensive ends. So we're going to show you the player ratings, some of the ones that I want to pick up for my squad, and hopefully you guys enjoy this one. So let's get right into it here, guys. We have the top 10 middle linebackers first and foremost. And the first one on the list here is Fred Warner, which is good news for me because I'm looking to run another Niners team like I have for the last 3 years in MUT. He's got 86 speed, which is really good because they normally sell him on speed. He's got good acceleration, good tackling, zone coverage not great, but decent, and good block shedding too. So honestly, this card looks like a pretty good option overall. He's definitely the fastest core elite middle linebacker that I've seen so far. And we also have Campbell here from the Green Bay Packers. 84 speed, 88 tackling is really solid, 86 play rec is good. Zone coverage a little bit lower than Fred Warner's here, but decent block shedding. Another good option here for sure, even though he's 2 speeds slower. So definitely puts him a cut below Fred Warner. And now we have Demario Davis, and now this is where the speed starts to really drop off here. 83 speed, still really good excel. The rest of his stats look pretty mid here. He's got decent hit power. He's got the best zone coverage that I've seen so far, and decent block shedding. Could definitely be a good option, especially if you're running a Saints team here. And next up, we have Bobby Wagner with his new team, the St. Louis Rams, the LA Rams here. He's got 83 speed, so a little bit slower than past years that we've seen. He's got 85 excel, which is good, 86 tackling. Zone coverage is decent, hit power, block shed is decent, so a pretty well-rounded card here too. Could definitely be a good option here in pass coverage. And next up, we have Lavonte David from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is probably the deepest linebacker group in the NFL here. 82 speed, 84 excel. Zone coverage not great here. Hit power not great. Honestly, this card just looks kind of super mid to me. Definitely not a player that I'm going to be targeting just based on how his stats don't really match up with what his overall is. And next up, we have Denzel Perryman from the Oakland Raiders here. 83 speed, so he's a little bit faster than Lavonte David. Decent excel, solid tackling, horrible zone coverage. Hit power is really solid here, but honestly, run stopper archetype middle linebackers are not really for me. I'll definitely be taking a pass on this one. I swear he looks like Kahlil Mack right there with the card stretched out and his arms looking a little bit bigger with number 52. And next up, we have Devin White here. So we have another middle linebacker from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This one's a little bit faster, 83 speed, decent zone coverage, but every other stat looks super mid here. So again, if you're running a Buccaneers team with 2 of these guys in there, it could be really solid. But just as a standalone player, I would take a pass on Devin White. And now next up, we have Eric Kendricks, some skull hypes in the chat. I'm a huge Vikings fan, huge fan of Eric Kendricks, but they sell him here. 80 speed is not solid at all. His zone coverage even is a little bit low compared to how good I think he plays IRL. Decent hit power, decent acceleration, but overall this is a card that I'll definitely be passing on. A little bit of a poverty stat stack there for him. And next up, we have Jawan Bentley, 83 overall, middle linebacker, a run stopper for the New England Patriots here. 80 speed, again, very slow. Decent block shedding, decent hit power, but bad zone coverage. We're going to pass on all the run stopping archetype middle linebackers unless they have incredible speed to use as a user. And next up, and lastly on the list here, we have Jordan Brooks, middle linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks here. 79 speed, he's the slowest guy on the list here. Bad zone coverage, decent block shedding, tackling, excel, but honestly, this card's a pass for me. Just doesn't really have any bust-out stats that you want to see on your middle linebackers. Now, moving on, guys, to the outside linebacker positions here. We've got some good talent stacked up. Starting off with the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Watt. I believe he's only a sophomore player, too. I think last year was his rookie year. So he's 88 overall, 83 speed, which is solid for this position group. 87 excel is definitely elite. 88 finesse move, really solid. 85 block shed, really solid. So he's definitely going to scream at the quarterback. Would certainly be a good option on anybody's defensive front 7 or 8, whatever formation you decide to run there. We've also got left outside linebacker here, Joey Bosa, 86 overall. A little bit slower at 82 speed here, but he's got really good acceleration, great finesse moves, good block shedding, good power moves, pretty solid across the board here. His strength is a little bit low, but I think that he could definitely scream at the quarterback for sure in a 3-4 type defense. And next up, we have Darius Leonard. This is a card that I kind of always just think, meh, you know, nothing too special about him here. 82 speed is not super elite. Power move and finesse move, basically non-existent here. He's got good block shedding to help in the run game. But everything else here just looks pretty mid. I mean, play rec and tackling is good, but that's not really where I put my emphasis as far as statistics go for these positions. So I'm definitely going to take a pass on Darius Leonard, even though he's an 86 overall. And next up, we have Von Miller with his new team, the Buffalo Bills here. 81 speed, 82 acceleration, not great, but honestly his strength, power move, block shed, all really solid. His finesse moves are also good. I think this could be definitely a dangerous player here, especially if you're running a Rams, Broncos, or Bills theme team. Next up, we have Josh Allen. Not the Bills Josh Allen here, but the Jacksonville Jaguars one. He's got 82 speed here. Pretty low strength at 76. Good tackling, good finesse moves, but his power moves lack a little bit here. I mean, mid block shedding, but nothing too special about this card here. I'd definitely pass on this. Doesn't seem to jump out as an 86 overall, considering the only 86 overall stat we see is his finesse moves here. And next up, we have Micah Parsons, 85 overall. This card actually looks really good, guys. 84 speed, making him the fastest one in this position group. 84 acceleration, really good finesse moves at 85. However, his block shed's a little bit low, and I think I'm going to go ahead and get the 87 overall version of Micah Parsons as part of my pre-order package. So I'm going to pass up on the 85 and go for the more elite version with 87 speed to start. Now, next up, we have Kahlil Mack, opposite Joey Bosa here. 80 speed, 80 excel, so they're kind of selling him on his speed here, but he does have good strength at 85. Power moves and finesse moves are pretty mid here. Block shedding, actually, I mean, they're all solid. Like, his power move, finesse moves, block shed, all solid. I think, again, if you are running a Chargers theme team, they're going to have one of the best outside edge rushing combos in the league. Could definitely be a dominant option to have there. Kahlil Mack's always been one of my favorite players to watch in real life, even when he was with the Bears and dominating my Minnesota Vikings. And next up, we have Matthew Judon here. This is a big snooze for me here. 78 speed. I'll pass on that. That's all I need to see on this one. He's got good power moves, good block shed, but again, we're not really interested in picking up 78 speed players on our squad. Rashan Gary as well, 79 speed, really slow. He's got great block shedding and great power moves, so he might actually play above his stats here. He's got good tackling. Everything other than speed. Speed's really the only thing here holding me back from picking up this card. Also the fact that he's a Green Bay Packer. And next up, we have Shaquille Barrett. Again, another linebacker from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think this is the third one that we've seen here, so they're definitely stacked at these position groups, middle linebacker and outside linebacker. He's got 82 speed, 84 excel, 85 finesse moves, 82 block shed, so a lot of solid stats there. Could be a little bit faster, but honestly, if you're rocking a theme team with those three guys, you're going to be pretty much set up the middle. Alright guys, now the final position group we're going to look at in this video here, we got the defensive ends, and starting off with the king, multiple-time defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald here, 88 overall, 79 speed, which is actually pretty decent considering he doesn't really need to move too far, he's just going to be hounding the quarterback. 83 excel is good, 88 strength is elite, 88 power moves elite, 87 finesse move and block shed and play rec is really, really good. This card is definitely going to scream at quarterbacks. It's going to be a handful trying to find some way to double team and block him. And next up, guys, we have another addition to the 88 club. I know that's not an actual thing, but 88 overall is the best core elites we see every single year. And look at Myles Garrett. He's actually got one more speed. He's also got 88 strength and 88 power moves. His block shed's a little bit lower. His finesse moves are a little bit lower, but this card looks almost just as good, if not better, than Aaron Donald. So I think you can't go wrong. And if you can somehow finagle one of them on the left side, one of them on the right side, you'd have a scary tandem of edge rushers working for your mud team. Now, next up, we have Nick Bosa. This is the guy that I'm most likely going to get on my squad here. 82 speed, which is pretty decent for a D-end. 85 excel is solid. He's got good finesse moves, decent power moves, decent block shed. Strength leaves a little bit to be desired there at 80 overall, but I definitely think he's going to be a good fit on my team, especially for the first few weeks of the game until some of the more promo cards come out. Next up, we have Chandler Jones. So last year he was an outside linebacker. This year he's playing right end. So the speed leaves a bit to desired at 75 overall here, but he's got good power moves at 86, decent block shed, decent finesse moves. I think he's still going to scream and get after the quarterback, even though he's a little bit slower. And next we have Cameron Jordan. This is where the speed starts to really drop off here with these run-stopping archetype guys here. So 72 speed is slow and 72 excel is really bad. But he's got good strength, good tackling, good power moves, good play rec, and decent block shed. So, I mean, if you're running a 3-4 with a nose tackle and two other slower defensive ends, I think this could be a good fit. If you're running 4-3, you're definitely not going to be looking at Cam Jordan for your squad. And next up, we have Cameron Hayward, another run-stopping archetype, a little bit faster at 74 speed, 74 excel. Got good tackling, block shed, power move, play rec. Finesse moves, he seems to have none. But again, good for a 3-4 defense and good if you're running a Pittsburgh Steelers theme for sure. Now we have another run stopper here, Jeffrey Simmons, 71 speed, but he's got better excel at 77. Really good strength, decent block shed and power moves. But honestly, this is a card that I'm probably going to pass on here. He doesn't tick those boxes. I'd prefer to have an 80 speed defensive end if I can get one, if his name is not Aaron Donald. And next up, we have from the Super Bowl contending Cincinnati Bengals, Trey Hendrickson here, 84 overall, 77 speed is pretty mid, 82 excel, decent, good finesse moves here, decent block shed, but overall this card's kind of like doesn't really have many stats that make me think that it's a true 84. So I'm going to take a pass on Trey Hendrickson for sure. Calais Campbell now we're getting into the sub 70 speed, 69 speed here. He does have incredible strength at 86, 86 tackling, good block shed. Not really a guy who's going to get after the quarterback too much, but he could definitely be a factor in the run game with those long arms and those other subsidiary stats that we just took a look at. And now in Dominican Sioux, who I don't know if he's actually on the Bucks, but I know that I thought he was a free agent last time I checked. But he's an 84 overall, 72 speed, 73 acceleration, decent strength. I think they sell him on his strength a little bit at only 84. Decent block shed, decent power move. I think this card will be solid. However, I do think they're selling him. I think his strength should be a lot higher, and his power move and block shed should be a little bit higher as well. But I mean, that's the decision. Maybe they took his free agency into effect when they were coming up with the ratings. All right, guys, so that's all the cards we looked at for those 3 position groups. We got a lot of good players to add to your MUT squad. I definitely want to see which ones you guys are going to be adding to your team. But I think we got a good foundation here. And overall, the team I'd say that has the best foundation is probably the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They had like 4 different players on this list. So their interior defense is going to be really, really solid going into the year. So there you have it, guys. A whole bunch of really good overall cards released into the game that are going to be available for you upon release. Let me know in the comments which players you want to add to your squad in addition to the rookie premieres you're going to be choosing. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're enjoying the MUT News content, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and definitely hit me up in the comments. Thanks for watching.